Coach Ryan Mallett has been very vocal in here about he feels a devotion to the state of Arkansas to this program to come back. Talk a little bit about his leadership and what it means to have him have that mindset.
Well, I think when you talk about Ryan Mallett, the first thing is he is the leader of our football team. You know, his energy, his smile, his excitement on how he approaches every day in practice, in the meeting room, makes everybody around him better. You know, and you can't say enough about that. He's a tremendous competitor. You know, he really believes every time he steps on the field, he's going to find a way to win. He's been doing that his entire life. You know, he still thinks he's a great basketball player, and you know, could do that too. But just that type of personality, you know, helps our players approach practice the right way. And you know, I've been very proud of him in dealing with this injury and not being able to go through spring ball, because he got better even though he didn't take a snap and throw the ball, because he spent a lot of time in the film room studying our offense, studying the defenses in the conference. He was behind the quarterback on every play of spring ball, looking at the front, looking at the coverage, you know, turning around saying, hey, we should have did this, we could have done that, or that was a great read. You know, so just that maturity, I think, will really help him when we get started here in 2 weeks.
Last year, you said after the Alabama game, the team wasn't there, you didn't prepare well. After that, they did. Going back to that game, how did that set the stage for the rest of the season, and then also for this year with your program?
Yeah, I didn't say that we didn't prepare well, because I thought we did prepare well. What I said was that when we stepped on the field, we didn't deep down believe we were going to win the game. And when you don't believe you're going to win the game, you don't play and execute the way you normally do. You miss passes that you always complete. You drop a pass that you always catch. You slip on a route that you have ran 10 times. So when you went back and you watched the video, you said, we're just not playing our football. So to me, it meant that we didn't really believe we could beat them. And when we went to play Florida on the road at Florida, I think it was important for our players to understand is we don't have to do anything extraordinary to win the game. We just have to play football the way we're capable of playing, and believe in each other and believe in what you can do. And I thought we took a huge step forward. I thought our players really understood, you know, that we line up and beat these guys on the road. And we played well, we played with a lot of energy, we played with a lot of passion, just didn't win the game. So we have to continue to understand that lesson, and I think our players really do understand it right now.
Coach, talk about managing expectations, because so many times we see in football, you know, a team do well when they're not predicted to do well, but when they have that, you know, that bullseye on their back, a lot of times they can't manage and keep up those expectations. Talk about how you tutored your guys to be able to manage those this year.
Yeah, first I believe we need to embrace the expectations. We've worked extremely hard to get to a point where there are expectations, you know, where our players expect to step on the field and win, our coaches expect it. And I like to joke with them that certainly our administration has high expectations. But the fun part is our fans do. And it helps you in the summer. I think it really helps you throughout the summer that all that positive talk is there, and we motivate you. And our guys are very motivated, have a great work ethic, and we have a tremendous amount of leadership from within the team. And that leadership gives us a chance to be a special football team. Now when we go to camp, then we have to work. We have to forget about all the talk, forget about, you know, the hype, turn off the radios. Sorry guys. Turn off the talk shows, and let's work and go make those come true. But I don't want to be afraid of it. I don't want to, you know, I was taught at a young age to reach for the top of the rainbow, dream big, and try to go make it happen. And I think that's what we have to do as a football team. And if we fall, we fall.
Coach, all the articles you read, the expectations that you were just talking about, always seem to have a qualifying statement about Arkansas's defense.
Yeah.
How confident are you the defense is going to play championship?
We'll be better on defense. Yeah, there's no question that we won't be better on defense. We have to do a good job of doing the things we did well last year. Creating turnovers, playing great red zone defense, and then we have two things we must improve on. One is stopping the run, particularly in the second half of games, and two is eliminating the big plays. And when we get in that situation, when we can eliminate the big plays, then our confidence will go way up. I think the best thing that can happen to us on defense is early in the season, have a very dominant performance, so our confidence and our belief in everything, builds.
Can you talk about Riddell Prim's move in the secondary and what that does for your defense?
Well, it makes us faster, and it's his natural position, so I think he's really going to play well there. He's a very, very good tackler. He breaks on the ball and has the speed to go play the ball in the air. And we recruited him out of junior college. He was a safety, and we had an injury last year. We had to play him at corner. So, but to get him back at safety makes us faster as a defense, and it's his natural position. And Riddell's really become a leader for our defense. He's very mature. He's kind of like Ryan in the fact that he loves the game of football and he loves going to practice and has a big smile on his face every day. So I think he'll really help us.
And what are you doing on defensively third downs to improve there this year?
Well, you got to do two things. You got to put pressure on the quarterback and play tight coverage. So we continue to work on that. I think the thing that most gives me the most confidence in our defense is how competitive spring ball was. The first couple years, usually in spring ball, the offense did better than the defense. But this year in spring, every scrimmage that we had, every situation we went out to, it was very, very competitive. And there was tight coverage, there was balls batted down, there were interceptions. So I feel like we've really improved.
If your team takes care of business the first 2 weeks, can you talk about the opening SEC schedule for you guys at Georgia and then Alabama at home?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is we have to do a really good job of taking care of our business in practice. That's what I'm looking forward to is our practice leading up to our first game, because it should be very, very competitive, day in, day out. There are a lot of things we want to work on, and then we have to do well in the preseason or the non-conference games, and then that game in Athens is a big game. We got to go to Athens and perform well and find a way to win the game.
After one more.
Coach, you think with the recent NCAA allegations coming down to various institutions, do you think we'll start seeing a movement now by the coaches to have more access to the players here this summer, the head coaches?
Well, your access is really what you want it, but it's on a personal basis. Like I see our players all the time. They come up in the office, or I go down into the training room, go down into the locker room. What you just can't have is the meetings and watch them work out and those type of things. I get around them a lot, particularly in the training room. That's kind of the place where I know the schedule, when they're going to be in there, and get in there and see them. I'm all for more access with the coaches and the players. I do like the summer and the fact that the players get to take a deep breath away from the coaches and work with our strength and conditioning staff, and the relationships are always different between our coaching staff and our strength and conditioning staff with our players.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, everyone.